Exclusive. The Bold and the Beautiful, October 15th shocker, Sheila begs. Deacon breaks. Taylor steps in. And Brooke watches it all unfold. Los Angeles never sleeps. Not when secrets smolder beneath designer sheets and betrayals simmer behind every innocent hug. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Wednesday, October 15th brings a reckoning decades in the making. Sheila Carter, that eternal storm of manipulation and mayhem, will fall to her knees. Figuratively, maybe literally, begging Deacon Sharp to forgive her. But redemption in this world isn't cheap, and Deacon isn't in the mood for forgiveness. Not now. Not when another woman, one with a license to heal and a front row seat to his broken heart, is starting to get under his skin. The therapy sessions between Deacon and Dr. Taylor Hayes are no longer just about reflection, they're becoming a lifeline. A dangerous one. The moment Taylor walks into Brooke's house with John Finnegan earlier this week. There's a shift in the air. Gone is the reactive, emotional Taylor who once clashed with Brooke over every man and every mistake. In her place stands a woman who's calm, composed, and, according to Brooke herself, finally choosing peace. Brooke, still glowing from her reunion and remarriage to Ridge Forrester, tells her husband that she's truly happy. Not just for herself but for Taylor too. For once, Brooke wants what's best for her former rival. And what's best for Taylor right now may be dangerously close to walking into her office in a black leather jacket and a heavy conscience. Deacon Sharp is not a man easily unraveled, but he's hanging by a thread. His sessions with Taylor begin like any other. A broken man attempting to make sense of betrayal and rage. But what Deacon uncovers isn't just resentment toward Sheila. It's despair. Deep, hollow, soul-cracking despair. Sheila hid the truth from him. That Luna Nazawa, a woman entangled in secrets and silence, was still alive after killing two of Deacon's closest friends. And now, even with all her pleading and theatrics, even with all her desperation, Deacon can't find it in himself to forgive her. Not yet, maybe not ever. The sessions with Taylor give him clarity, or so it seems. He vents, he breaks, he questions. He spirals. Taylor listens. She offers calm, measured advice. But something unexpected happens by the end of that session. The walls come down. Not just Deacon's, Taylor's too. And when the session ends, it doesn't feel like a conclusion. It feels like a beginning. The two share a long, sincere, gut punch of an embrace. It's not romantic, at least not yet. But it's intimate. It's real. It's the kind of hug that says, I see you. I feel your pain. And maybe, I want to feel something too. Unbeknownst to them, someone else is watching. Someone who has never been good at watching anything without eventually setting it on fire. Sheila Carter. She sees the hug. Every second of it. And what she sees is not just emotional support, it's betrayal. It's her worst nightmare wrapped in a comforting gesture between two people she cannot control. She doesn't lash out immediately. No, Sheila is smarter than that. More calculating. She lets it fester. Later that day, Sheila makes her move. She arrives at Il Giardino, the restaurant that once stood as a symbol of her twisted domestic dream with Deacon. She's not there for pasta. She's there to plead. Come home, she whispers, her voice trembling, cracking under the weight of rejection. I need my husband. But Deacon, steel-eyed and still seething, doesn't bend. I can't forgive you, he tells her. Not for this. Not yet. The words land like a slap across Sheila's soul. Rejection stings. But rejection from Deacon, the man who once held her through every storm. The only person who dared to love her darkness. This isn't just painful. It's dangerous. Sheila's face drops. Not with sadness. With fury. It's not the hug that truly bothers her, it's what it represents. Taylor is now inside Deacon's head. Inside his heart. And Sheila knows what happens when people get too close to Deacon. They either end up betraying him, or dead. And here's the twist. Deacon isn't entirely sure he's done with Sheila either. He says he can't forgive her, but even Taylor can see the internal war brewing within him. His guilt over loving Sheila is almost as strong as his guilt for wanting to move on. Taylor tries to keep the sessions clinical, but she knows better than anyone what it's like to be sucked into someone's chaos and mistake it for connection. She's been there. She's lived it. She's lost herself in it. Brooke, meanwhile, continues to play the unexpected voice of reason. She observes Taylor's transformation with a sense of wary respect. She tells Ridge she's glad to see her former rival finally rising above the chaos. But even Brooke knows Taylor's serenity hangs by a thread. Because if Taylor crosses the line with Deacon, and that hug might already be towing it, then everything she's rebuilt could come crashing down. Her career, her reputation, her fragile truce with the Forresters. There's something about Deacon that draws broken people toward him. Maybe it's his honesty. Maybe it's the way he owns his mistakes. Or maybe it's the fact that, deep down, He still hasn't decided whether he wants to be saved or destroyed. Taylor wants to help him. But helping Deacon means confronting her own vulnerabilities. And if she's not careful, she'll stop being the therapist and start being the patient. Sheila, though, isn't done. Not by a long shot. The look in her eyes as she leaves Il Giardino says everything. This isn't heartbreak. This is a woman planning her next move. She won't just let Taylor swoop in and take what's hers. Not after everything she's sacrificed. Not when she's convinced herself that Deacon is still her destiny. And Sheila doesn't beg without a plan B. Or a plan C. Or a knife. So now, the pieces are in place. Deacon is torn between two women. One who offers stability and healing. The other who offers danger and fire. Taylor is navigating a treacherous tightrope between duty and desire. Knowing one wrong step could ruin her. Brooke is cautiously watching, rooting for Taylor, but never forgetting how fast peace can become war in their world. And Sheila? Sheila's waiting for the right moment to explode. As the days unfold, don't be surprised if a recorded session gets leaked. Or if someone plants evidence that Taylor has broken ethical codes. Or if Deacon finds himself at a crossroads where his next choice could mean salvation or damnation. There are no innocent hugs in this world. Not in the bold and the beautiful. Every gesture is a weapon. Every look is a declaration. And every silence screams louder than words. Deacon said he can't forgive Sheila. But can he forgive himself? Taylor says she's just helping. But what if she needs saving just as much as he does? And Sheila? She's not done whispering from the shadows. She's ready to tear the whole city down if that's what it takes to get Deacon back. So buckle up. The therapy sessions are just getting started. And the next emotional breakdown might come with a side of betrayal. A hidden camera. And a blood-stained secret. Stay tuned. Because in Los Angeles, healing always comes at a cost, and in this case, the price might be fatal. The bold and the beautiful. Katie and Bill fight for Luna's baby, while Sheila and Eli face off in a new custody war in the scorching drama of the bold and the beautiful. Just when the dust starts to settle, another emotional grenade explodes in the middle of the Forrester, Logan, Spencer, and now Nozawa clans. This time, it's not about love triangles or secret affairs, it's about the next generation. More specifically, the unborn child of Luna Nozawa, a young woman whose mistakes, lies, and bloodline have now collided with the future of the powerful Spencer family. At the center of it all? Katie Logan and Bill Spencer. The powerhouse couple, commonly dubbed Beatty, have been through hell and back, but now they're fighting for something more permanent, more personal, and potentially far more dangerous. The right to raise the child Luna is carrying. A child that DNA just confirmed belongs to their son, Will Spencer. Let's rewind to the bombshell that rocked every fan on October 13, 2025. The long-anticipated paternity test results came in. And Bridget Forrester, usually the voice of reason and clinical calm, was the one to reveal it. Will Spencer is the father of Luna's unborn child. A teenager. Not ready, not prepared, and definitely not emotionally equipped to handle the fallout of being thrust into adulthood in the most explosive way possible. In a released photo from the same day, the intensity on Bill's face is matched only by the heartbreak on Katie's. They stand beside their son, trying to soothe his terror. While notably, Electra Forrester, Will's girlfriend and a likely catalyst in this chain reaction, is nowhere to be seen. Will, understandably, is spiraling. His world has shifted in a way that not even the most scandal-hardened Spencers can grasp. And as if that weren't enough, Bill and Katie immediately step into damage control, not just for their son's sake, but for the child he accidentally fathered. But what makes this plot twist sting even deeper is the woman carrying Will's baby, Luna Nozawa. Luna, the charming yet troubled young woman who walked into the Forresters' orbit and set off a domino effect of secrets and scandal, is about to be dragged away in handcuffs. Deputy Chief Bradley Baker arrives with a warrant, taking Luna back into custody. She believed the pregnancy would earn her sympathy. She believed that carrying a Spencer heir might shield her from prison time. She believed, perhaps naively, that the life growing inside her would override the crimes behind her. But she miscalculated, badly. Luna's downfall is rooted in deception, entitlement, and a desperate clinging to power. Instead, it's become her sentence. Her hysteria when Baker arrests her says it all. She thought she had a get-out-of-jail-free card, but all she has is a ticking clock and a baby that's becoming the center of a custody war she never saw coming. Katie and Bill, in a rare moment of total unity, decide they're not going to let Luna raise this child, even from behind bars. Katie approaches Luna, calm but steely, and drops the bomb. She and Bill will file for custody. They want to raise their grandchild. They have the means. They have the family structure. Most importantly, they have the legal resources and influence to make it happen. But the law isn't always that simple. Despite being incarcerated, Luna still has maternal rights. She may be a convict, but she's also the biological mother. And she's not going down without a fight. Luna is livid. Her entire plan is imploding. She doesn't want her child raised by Bill and Katie. If the child must be separated from her, she insists, then Will should be the one to raise the baby, not his parents. She doesn't trust Bill, and her relationship with Katie is tenuous at best. Luna still views herself as a victim of a vendetta, and she refuses to surrender her baby to those she sees as executioners of her character. But there's another curveball, and it's coming fast. Sheila Carter Sharp and Lee Finnegan. Two women from opposite sides of the morality spectrum. Two women with a shared connection to Luna's mess. And two women who have failed to fix Luna through their own methods. Sheila, always dancing on the edge of redemption and madness, believes that this baby could be her second chance. Not for her own legacy, but to rewrite the damage Luna represents. Lee, always rational, cold, and driven by duty, believes Luna's damage is inherited. Lee blames Luna's mother, Poppy Nozawa, for everything. But despite all her bitterness, she still saved Luna's life once, perhaps in vain. Now the question rises. If Katie and Bill can't secure custody, and if Will refuses or is legally deemed too young to raise the baby himself, could Sheila and Lee step in as the unlikeliest of co-guardians? This would be catastrophic on every level. Lee despises Sheila with a depth only betrayal can breed. Sheila nearly destroyed Lee's family. But now, they may be forced to work together, or compete, in a court battle neither of them ever wanted. If Luna proposes this as her compromise to avoid giving her baby to Katie, the world of the bold and the beautiful will tilt again. Lee might see it as a necessary evil to protect the child from Luna's spiral and Katie's emotional volatility. Sheila, on the other hand, could manipulate her way into the situation with ease, using her past with Deacon and her looming presence in the shadows to push her agenda. That she deserves access to her grandchild as much as anyone else in this tangled lineage. This sets up an unprecedented custody war. 4 sides, 4 women, 4 drastically different visions for the baby's future. Katie, armed with wealth and maternal experience. Luna, biological mother but legally vulnerable. Sheila, the wild card with a criminal past but unpredictable influence. And Lee, the pragmatic doctor with a cold sense of justice and a lingering belief in blood ties. As Luna sits in her cell, the pregnancy becomes less about the child and more about the control. Katie sees the baby as a way to restore order and protect her son from trauma. Bill, while less vocal, is seething beneath the surface. His legacy is now tied to Luna's recklessness, and he wants to course correct. Fast. Will is drowning in anxiety, and the Forresters are bracing for the shockwaves as Luna's courtroom battles threaten to drag everyone into the spotlight. Electra Forrester, notably absent during the biggest moment of Will's life, maybe harboring secrets of her own. Why wasn't she there? Was she avoiding the fallout? Or was she already stepping away from a relationship that now carries lifelong consequences? Her silence speaks volumes. And if she resurfaces, she may have her own claim, or betrayal, to add to the pile. Meanwhile, Sheila isn't just watching from the sidelines. She's making moves. She knows Bill will never agree to share anything with her, least of all a child connected to his bloodline. But she also knows how to play the long game. She has dirt, she has history, and she has no shame. If she wants access to that baby, she'll find a way to get it, even if that means exploiting Luna's emotional collapse or bribing her way into the courtroom. In upcoming episodes, we can expect clandestine meetings, forged documents, betrayal from unexpected places, and a legal firestorm that could take the Spencer legacy down a dark, irreversible path. Bridget Forrester's role could evolve beyond medical. Her knowledge, loyalty, and past traumas may place her squarely in the crossfire. If Sheila starts poking into Bridget's past to weaken her credibility or undermine her bond with Katie, things could get personal, fast. And what if Will, under pressure, signs away his parental rights just to escape the madness? That would leave the baby officially up for contested adoption, and open the door for the most explosive custody trial in B&B history. No one wins in this game. Not really, because at the heart of it is an unborn child, tugged in every direction, wrapped in the sins of parents, grandparents, and enemies who will stop at nothing to claim ownership over innocence. So buckle in. The drama's just heating up. Lines are being drawn. Sides are being chosen, and once the baby is born, the real war begins. Because in the bold and the beautiful, no one fights dirtier than a desperate parent, and no one walks away clean.